particular objects or items can be quite scary and unnerving. The gift shop is open daily from Monday to Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m, selling a wide variety of paranormal items, books, magazines, merchandise stock and cats. Why not pay them a visit to pick up a gift with the difference? Membership is available for £25 to qualify for selective discounts. And why not download the app, available on iOS and Android for only $3.99, to keep up to date with what's coming up at the centre.
Fright Nights was established in 1999 and was the first company in the world to offer overnight ghost hunt experiences to the general public, pioneering paranormal events since the last century. Now, over 23 years old, hundreds of ghost hunts join Fright Nights every month for the most thrilling ghost hunting experience worth remembering. If you have never been on a ghost hunt before, then why not join them on an event to see what it's all about? Fright Nights currently operate at hundreds of the UK's most haunted and exclusive venues with their teams of experienced paranormal investigators, mediums and psychics. You are guaranteed a quality night of ghost hunting unequalled by any other company. They have a VIP members club for regular returning guests, offering discounts and exclusive event invitations. And they can host private events for you and your friends, clubs or work colleagues. They have also expanded their new Friends of Fright Nights pages with many more new things to come. So why not book early with a small deposit so you don't miss out? The balance is due 28 days prior to the event. Contact them on 07852 998 628 or email at frightnightsevents@gmail.com. That's frightnightsevents@gmail.com. Or why not visit their website, www.frightnights.co.uk, where you can see the many locations they investigate and learn a lot more about them and the opportunities they have available. You can also visit their many social media sites for up-to-date information on all the places they have been to and what's coming up in the future. They look forward to seeing you soon. Fright Nights Ghost Hunting Events. Remember, only the original will do.
So, let's dismiss both the fake logbook entries and the fanciful tales of the sea serpents and ghost ships, and see what we are left with. There are various theories that have emerged over the years that seek to explain the men's disappearance. Let's take a look at a few of them. Theory number 1. The character of William McArthur. McArthur, by all accounts, had a very short fuse and was an ill-tempered man who was quick to settle an argument with his fists. Speculation says that he could have started a fight on the western landing, which led to all three men falling to their deaths from the cliff. Theory number 2. This theory is that one of the men, again, probably McArthur, murdered the other two, ditched their bodies into the sea, and then threw himself off the cliffs. While both theories add a level of bloodthirsty juiciness to the mystery, there is no evidence that either of them actually took place. It is, of course, perfectly possible for men in confined quarters to piss each other off over the smallest of bad habits, like picking your nose, separating your peas on your dinner plate, or even leaving the toilet seat up, especially when one of them has a history of violence. But without bodies or a crime scene to examine, these two theories will forever remain just that, theories. Okay, theory number 3. As already mentioned, the Flannan Isles was surrounded in a lot of superstition and folklore. There were rumours that when Mackenzie, the relief lighthouse keeper, first stepped onto the Flannan Islands, 3 very large blackbirds took flight from the rocks and then just disappeared. As odd as this may sound, there is also no known evidence that this actually happened either. Theory number 4. I suppose the most plausible explanation is that Marshall and Ducat were swept away while trying to secure the supplies and equipment on the West Landing. While his colleagues failed to return, McArthur more than likely headed out to find them, and unfortunately he too perished in the storm. So, why would anyone head out on such a dangerous expedition when they could have just stayed safe in the lighthouse? This can be explained by the fact that Marshall had been fined 5 shillings previously for losing his equipment in another storm. Don't forget, the year was 1900, and as a family man, losing 5 shillings back then was no laughing matter. So it's no surprise really if securing equipment was more important to Marshall than his own personal safety. Author Keith McCloskey, who wrote the book The Lighthouse, states that one or more of the keepers over the years could have been affected by the mercury that floats in the lenses for the main light. This would lead them to behave in a strange way through mercury poisoning. There are a number of other theories, and some even include the Loch Ness Monster. Yes, seriously. Well, it was in Scotland after all. The mystery surrounding the Flannan Isle lighthouse keepers has been used in many popular cultures throughout the British media. It was used in a 1977 episode of Doctor Who called The Horror of Fang Rock, and the English rock band Genesis wrote and recorded The Mystery of the Flannan Isle Lighthouse in 1968 while working on their first album. However, it wasn't released until 1998 in the Genesis Archive Collection 1967-65. Again, I'll post a link to the Genesis song on my Mark's Unexplained World and the Hinckley Community Radio Facebook pages for your prog rock pleasure. Also, in 2018, a British psychological thriller drama film called The Vanishing, directed by Christopher Nyholm and written by Celine Jones and Joe Bone, was based on the 1900 disappearance of the Flannan Isle lighthouse keepers. It starred Gerard Butler, Peter Mullan and Connor Swindles as the 3 crew members. The designer of Flannan Isle Lighthouse, David Stevenson, also designed the Tarbert Ness light, which is on display at the National Maritime Museum. It was designed and built because of the loss of 16 vessels in the Moray Firth storm in 1826 on Tarbert Ness. Today, a lot of solitary lighthouses are run by nuclear batteries, which is pretty cool, really. Lighthouse keeping was a very different job in the early 1900s than it is today. So if you want to live as a hermit on an island today, you probably need a qualification in antisocial behaviour. There are many mysteries surrounding most of the islands around the Outer Hebrides. For example, the Standing Stones of Callanish, which predate Stonehenge, somewhat cast a mystical haze over the area and were an important place for ritual activity. The Flannan Isles have never had a permanent residence on them. The occasional shepherd may graze his sheep on them. I suppose it's a change of scenery for the sheep. It would certainly be a relaxing boat ride on a clear day. I wonder, boating for sheep. Cool. There are some chapel remains with tales of it being abandoned shortly after it was built due to supernatural forces making themselves present. Could be ghost sheep, I suppose. The lighthouse itself was built in 1895 with lots of opposition from other local islanders, saying that the wrath of St Flannan for disturbing his sanctuary would be felt. And indeed, one of the construction workers did actually die suddenly. However, through my research, I can't find what he actually died of. Of course, the real reason for the disappearance of James Ducat, Thomas Marshall and William McArthur will probably never be known. However, these three men met their fate on that cold December night back in 1900. Be it by accident, misadventure or design, the Flannan Isle mystery remains one of the most baffling episodes in Scottish maritime history. Thank you all for taking the time out to listen to this episode of Mark's Unexplained World. Next time, we're going to look at the strange reincarnation of the Pollock sisters. The Pollock twins case is an unresolved mystery that will blow your mind, even if you don't believe in life after death. For years, this strange case has been regarded by many as convincing proof for reincarnation. This show was written and researched by Mark Hughes and proofread and edited by Linda Hughes. The actors in this episode were Mark Hughes, Linda Hughes and Denise Poulard, with special thanks to Neil Packer and the staff at the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley. And remember guys, keep it real, because being real is better than being perfect. This show and all its contents are covered by the basic copyright of Mark the Medium.